Okay, it's Friday. Oh man, I said I wasn't gonna say the days of the week anymore.
Should we give him a happy Friday since you said it?
Go for it.
Happy Friday, everybody. This is Weeknights, and we're your hosts. I'm Dash. This is JD. He hates it when I introduce him, and it's just like a nervous thing that happens. I just say it anyway. Um, it's true. Because I'm like, oh, we're your hosts. And I'm about to say my name. And then I'm like, well, I got to say your name too because I'm saying we. And then it just, tell the people who you are.
Hi,
At least
I'm
I didn't do the
JB.
thing this time where I like list out things you don't want me to list, like rabbit hole, and all of that.
Dropping June
June
27th.
27th. See? See? Oh,
June 27th.
you beat me to it this time.
Hey, listen, if you're gonna do it, let's do it.
All right.
Anyway, I am JD, aka He Who Pods, and I don't need my glasses, but they're on, so I'm rear view mirror as well today. And that's it. Sorry, I had some in my pocket. I didn't want it to like burst in my pocket.
Well, good. I took off my glasses today because they've been on for the last, I don't know, month. But yeah. I figured, I should show everybody my beautiful eyes.
Holler, holler.
I've been told I have beautiful eyes.
All right. I don't know what's happening on this Friday, but
I have been
clearly,
told that. Oh my
clearly,
gosh.
I didn't say you didn't. I'm just saying you all goofy over there. So I'm like, all right, I guess this is a goofy episode.
I am very goofy today. I don't know why. I don't know why. It was one of those it's been one of those Fridays where I decided nothing is going to irritate me today. So, I have gone to great lengths to keep my day light.
That's a good thing. Sorry. The water decided that it was gonna bother my throat, so I muted myself for a second.
Well, we're glad you're okay and still alive.
Yeah. Okay. So, Lotto, big Lotto.
Big Lotto.
Oh man.
You think she's still
So
driving around the Bronx looking for Ice Spice?
no, Ice Spice has other things on her mind, and I think that's long gone.
You think Lotto got a Ice Spice Metro card?
No, I don't think that. Sorry. Lotto's from Detroit.
It was just a joke because she was driving around Spice's neighborhood back when Sunday service first came out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want your co-host to like be silly with you on the pod, and sometimes they just don't, and you have to kind of eat that. So here we are. Okay, so so tell us more, please.
Yeah. So Lotto dropped Sunday Service Remix today, last night, this morning, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, featuring Flo Millie.
Okay.
And Meg The Stallion.
Yep. Featuring those two. What'd
Yeah.
you think?
I think Meg did phenomenal. I think Meg bodied it. Uh, and besides that, I didn't need this.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
To me, it was very similar to the original.
Well, it was just other people rapping on it.
Right. So, I mean, sometimes remixes go a little deeper. They switch up the sound sometimes. Sometimes remixes are not a carbon copy with an additional verse.
They changed the chorus a little bit, the hook a little bit.
A
I'll be
little.
honest, I didn't really like that. I get why they did it, but it wasn't really fun for me.
Um, I do agree. Well, I don't know if this is me agreeing, but I don't remember Flo Millie's verse. Um, I just don't. But for what it's worth, I don't totally remember Lotto's verse either. Meg was the standout here. Um, I do think,
And it was set up for her to do so. The
yeah, of
beat
course. I mean,
stops. She
she's
got
Meg the
to
Stallion.
introduce herself.
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know. I think that sometimes remixes are very skillfully done in the sense that you, even when the biggest star jumps on the song, it doesn't necessarily take away from the other things happening on the song. That's not always true. I feel like sometimes they match each other's energy, whether it's scaling up or scaling down. I feel like there's balance in a good remix. There's balance, and we're always gonna have a situation where you're like, oh, I like this verse better than that verse. I think that's just how hip hop works. But yeah, it was okay. I just imagine them like I could imagine them performing it. I think it would be really fun to see them perform it. Meg on stage. She's gonna give him a little twerk and whatnot, and I feel like they would have fun performing this. I feel like they would be three of them would be fun to watch performing this. But that's what I got.
I wonder if my kid agrees with me. I feel like, what was the song we did the other day with Meg, Cardi, and Glow?
Wannabe. I like Wannabe better if
I'm
there's
about to
a
say, I feel
comparison.
like Wannabe remix was way better. We shouldn't be comparing. I
We
know,
shouldn't, but it was more
but
balanced, and that's kind of what I'm talking about, right? I feel like Wannabe was more. You knew who was the big star. You even talked about how it was set up. But to me, it was more balanced. I remember all of it. I didn't have to like. I'm
I
sitting
wonder.
here.
I wonder what my teenager thinks. I wonder which one she thinks is better. We're curious if you agree with us about something. All right, we are back from a commercial break. We played both records for my 14-year-old, and she agrees Wannabe remix is better. And I was wrong. They did not change the chorus for Sunday service. It is the usual chorus.
Yeah,
I thought they did some alterations, but after hearing it again, no, they did not.
I was also wrong when I
Okay.
said that Sunday service. I could see them on stage performing this, not in the way that "Wannabe" can be performed. Like even at the end when they're like, "Go back, go back, go back." It is such a, what do you like to call them, girl record?
I did
Like
not make
like
that up.
this is so like
No, a girl record is
this
what
was
the
produced.
industry calls.
I know
Okay.
what a girl record
I would
is.
say this is more of a girl anthem.
This is a girl anthem. You're right.
Wannabe, not Sunday service.
And this was produced to be a girl anthem.
Yeah.
And we can say whatever we want to say about the puppeteers, but I don't even think it
Sure.
matters here. I
No.
think they did what they came to do. And I hate you know that I hate comparing,
I
but
know I did it. I'll take the blame.
but way better record. Just for a lot of different reasons. I think just it
Yeah, I don't
sounds
like that Sun.
better.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was
Please
just gonna
continue.
say, I think it sounds better. I think the hook is better. If I don't know if they're repeating any verses on the remix. I'm not sure, so I don't want to make that claim without checking. We don't need to check, but I'm just, to me, it sounds like a remix, but sounds it doesn't sound copy and paste, and I feel like Sunday service sounded very copy and paste. Like they kind of took the original song, took out a couple of pieces of it, and then pasted in these other pieces and didn't really think about how it would all fit together.
Hmm.
Wannabe, whether they did that or not, doesn't sound that way to me.
Yeah, Sunday service sounds weird. We get less Lotto. We get almost no Lotto.
Right.
Um,
She's like just the hook girl on her own song.
Yeah, it's a little weird, and so mainly I didn't really dig her verse. I'm sorry. Nothing against her. I'm sure she has other music that's better, but I didn't really like her verse. And Meg did her thing. And I agree, it does not sound as cohesive um or planned as Wannabe Remix. So
Yeah.
sorry, Big Lotto. I like you, but
I know, and
not,
you loved
not
Sunday
this one.
service when it came out.
I did, especially because I thought we was gonna get a rap beef behind it, and we did.
We
But
didn't, but
no,
because we couldn't,
Ice
and we
Spice,
talked about that as well.
Ice Spice got up out of there.
Ice Spice said, "Listen, I got these Metro cards coming out, and I just really don't have time to play with Lotto. I don't want to play with Lotto, but I also don't have time. So,
Yep.
yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about some. I don't know how to say this without being shady. Let's talk about Rhapsody.
Yes.
Let's talk about a rapping ass rapper.
Yes.
Okay.
That is accurate.
Let's talk about Rhapsody. Okay, we've been putting
Okay.
this off for a while. Rhapsody
Yes.
came out last month. Um, but we really wanted to talk about it because it's very important as far as I'm concerned. Rhapsody is a dope artist. I feel like that goes without saying, but I will say it anyway. Um, and she's so talented. She's such a great rapper. Like I had a good time listening to her album.
Same. And yes, Rhapsody is one of the people who, uh, one of the women who raps like a dude. And when I say that, I mean she does not grab the mic and try to sound girly or dress in short skirts
Right.
and do the mini skirt little Kim pose on album covers and posters. No. She comes in, she busts in the door like a nigga, and the lyrics and the cadence are one and the same with that same type of vibe, energy, etc. Um,
And she makes it clear. She makes it clear that whatever is going on over there, none of her business. She is here to provide real rap, and that is that. I feel like the press tour that she went on, she made it very clear like there's room for me to be a woman in the rap game and rap how I want to rap and be able to contend with the best of the
yeah,
best
yeah,
and also deliver a message. And it doesn't have to be cookie cutter. It doesn't have to be wrapped in a pretty pink bow. It doesn't have to be skin revealing or anything like that. She makes it very clear that like her version of rap, her version of hip hop is very much necessary, and I appreciate that she comes out and she's very confident in that. And you know,
yeah, same. So yeah, it's been a while. Rhapsody's album dropped May 17th. Um, we kept saying we were going to review it, and then we didn't because sometimes there was just other pressing news and wild stuff to report on. And then also, I'll be honest, I wanted to get a refresher before we jumped in here
yeah,
because I didn't want to just come in here and be like, man, it was cool. Man, it was good. That's
right,
all I got.
right.
Um, so the album is called Please Don't Cry.
Mm-hmm.
This is her second album. Excuse me.
Got some really interesting features on there.
Yeah, there are features. Well, first of all, she got Mrs. Cosby up here. You know what I'm saying? Like
Felicia Rashad,
sprinkled throughout.
she is sprinkled throughout. She intros the whole project, and you hear her throughout the project. which is really interesting. I have such a complicated like relationship with Felicia Rashad because you know that
Oh,
one.
you know her? I'm kidding.
You know that
Yes.
one time she came out and defended that one guy, and then I was like, I don't know, like what are you, what is you doing?
Yes. Um, Rhapsody called all the singer friends, all the singer friends that she has, and said, "Hey,
Listen,
come sing on my
including
album."
including this one,
Yep, including that one.
including this one right here,
Yep,
my fave,
yep,
my personal fave, Miss Badu.
yep.
Okay, all right, just had to do it, you know, had to do it for the one time.
Oh, no doubt.
Um,
So, what did you think about this album? Because I'm gonna get into the guitars, like you say.
you know, okay, so first of all, I have already started talking about what I thought of the album. Was that insufficient? And yes, you are going to get into the guitars and the instrumentation and oh, this and whatever. Like, just so, I'm just, oh my gosh. No,
Nah, because last album review we did, you was like, "All right, let me just talk quick though, because you're gonna get into the guitars and all the artistry of it." I just want to get my thoughts out real quick, and then you could do all the things you do. And I was like, "Oh, okay,
well, because I
okay."
was over here like, this is how it made me feel. and I knew that I would say that. And then afterwards, you would be like, but did you hear the string quartet in the background?
I
And
never say any
and
of
did
that.
you notice that the drums were just so, and as Kendrick would say, A minor.
A
That's you.
minor.
That is you.
Yep.
You be like, and I can totally hear that Metro Boomin was the one who like okay, we know you
Where's
know
my
music.
daughter? BBL Drizzy.
We know you know music. No, but seriously, well, I feel like I already said a lot, but the features, I thought the features were great. As I said, I love me some Erica Badu, and I'm not trying to put it back up. I'm just trying to fix my camera. I love me some Erica Badu, and so it was nice to hear her. Also, they did the sample of "You Got Me." It's not even a thumbs up.
That's that iPhone.
They did the sample of "You Got Me," which I enjoyed. As soon as I heard it, I was like, I know this.
I know this.
I know this. Um, yeah, I just feel like it was. I feel like the album was very carefully done. I feel like it was put together in a very cohesive way, and she got some stuff off her chest. She has some things to say, and she said them.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I feel like I was put on to Rhapsody late. Like I didn't when her first album came out, I didn't know about her. I learned about her later, but
Okay.
I just think she's super dope and such a such a easy listen, but um not in the way that like I don't know. I feel like we called. I know I'm always bringing up Beyonce, but it's the only album that comes to mind right now. I'm like trying to think of the most recent albums that we've talked about, and that was the one that popped into my head. But I feel like one of the things that was said about Cowboy Carter was that it was an easy album to listen to.
Okay.
Um, so I'm trying to give an example of something that I think is completely different from what I'm trying to say. Um, I think it was easy to listen to in the sense that I don't know something about Rhapsody is like super calming. Something about hearing her speak her truths and doing it well and rapping in a way that, like, let's be honest, who sounds like that? I'm not talking about the guys, but I'm just saying, like, who?
But even the guys, there's a lot of guy rappers who they can't hang with rap.
You're right. You're right, but I just feel like not a lot of people sound like that today. Um, a lot of artists are chasing fame, and that's fine. That's not a knock. That's just the game.
It's true. Yeah.
Um, but a result of chasing fame often is that your sound is a very
Uh-oh.
specific type.
Oh, okay. If it completely froze, I couldn't hear you or see you. I thought it cut out.
Oh, yeah, I was saying that sometimes a symptom of chasing fame is your sound is very similar, or it's very common, or it's very pop. It's
Yeah.
very, you know what I mean? And I feel like Rhapsody is not chasing any of that with her
Right.
music. She's just making music. Like, she just clearly wants to make good music, and I'm trying to think of like specific songs. Obviously, the sample off of "You Got Me," the song with Erica Badu, I loved. Um, "Stand Tall." "Stand Tall" had come out before that was one of the singles.
Yeah, it was the
I like
third singer.
I
Hmm.
like "Stand Tall." Um, I'm trying to think. I really didn't listen to it, and I listened to it about 5 times. I really didn't have any songs that I was like, I need to skip this. I listened all the way through, and that's what I mean when I say it was an easy listen for me. I didn't feel like there any skips or anything like that. It's like a sound I didn't know that I needed,
Okay.
but I understand why I needed it. Like, because it's just not. We get more of the wannabes and the Sunday service, the Sunday services these days than we get like stand tall.
Right.
So I think that that's, as someone who started when I was a teenager, like, hip hop meant something very different. I think hip hop was something very different,
Hmm.
and I think Rhapsody makes me nostalgic for that time.
Okay.
Because yeah, there was, oh, everybody's chasing a hit, right? But it wasn't like it is now. Like, you can still weed out all of that and still find like really solid, like a rapping ass rapper. so
Yes. Yes.
so yeah, I mean, I bring the ethos, and now I think it's ethos. And now you come in and you tell us about all of the drums
Well.
and how she said that she was going to smack somebody, and then how she said, because you remember all the words too. I don't remember all the words that I heard. So, so
Well.
here's the real review, guys. It's starting
You
now.
gave a real review. Don't say that.
I'm
Yeah,
joking.
you gave a good review.
Thank you. I'm joking. I mean, no, I think I have something to offer. Let me be clear, okay? We bring different things to the table. That's why it's important for us to do this together. Go
Right. You've
ahead.
got the eyes.
All
That's a
right.
callback, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So um I think this project is going to put Rhapsody in a different category. And what I mean by that is I think this is going to be a pivotal project for Rhapsody. And the reason I say that is because I think that I don't want to speak on behalf of women. This is my thought. I don't have factual evidence. I
Uh-huh.
have not discussed this with other women, but this is my personal thought.
Mhm.
I think someone as lyrical and bold and almost old school hip hop style as Rhapsody it's hard for people who are listening to all the women we just spoke about, Meg, Cardi, Glorilla, Flo Millie, even Lotto. I think in a world of those being the women in rotation, I think it's hard for someone like a Rhapsody to go into the women playlist, right? And I'm saying that on the consumer side. I don't mean the artist side. I don't mean the label. I mean like the women with their, I wouldn't like this, but it's more like this now with headphones. With their headphones on, just, jamming out on the move, etc. Because in the past, it has not been super feminine, super introspective. Um, it's been more conscious, more about bravado, more about lyrical content. And then there's some shaking ass in there sprinkled in. But I think on this album, Rhapsody got a lot into her feminine energy, as the internet loves to say. I hate that term, but I think it applies here. I think we see more of Rhapsody's girly side, more of her emotional side, more of what she is going through internally. And I think that makes her more relatable to women with some of the same struggles. As opposed to saying, like, on her first album, like, yeah, I'm trying to be more of a Nina Simone artist than some of these other artists. That's cool and that's true and that's clear. But I think that the women hearing this project, hearing you speaking about being there for your sick family member, hearing you be heartbroken, hearing your own fears, hearing your struggles with relationships, having the song where she's telling her homegirl, yo man, I need you to hold me accountable. I'm messing up. Look, this nigga's calling me right now. I think those things are going to make women more open to hearing this Rhapsody album than some of her work in the past. Not saying her work was not good. Not saying Rhapsody does not have fans who are women. I'm just saying that I think this emotional, introspective, open album, this sort of therapy session, I think it opens you up to more women, more of a women-based audience. Yeah, niggas like to bump Rhapsody. It sounds like some Wu-Tang shit. It sounds like something where, yo, I love lyrics. I love conscious hip hop. Rhapsody gives me that. Yeah, that was here. But there was so much more on this album.
Yeah.
She said in one of her interviews that she wanted to be more personal on this album, and she did that tenfold. And that's what I'm saying. I think the fact that she was able to do that and she was able to open up herself also opens her up to another kind of fan base. And as LL Cool J showed us in the 90s, women buy albums, women spend money on the artists that they like. And I think this also shows the range that she has as an artist. And so it's going to be harder now for people who are haters, people who are stuck on like the industry checklist of image and bodies and the way you're branded to the public and the way your single sounds. I think this album kind of moves her into a bigger space. Because we know if you're the person who raps about growing up listening to Wu-Tang, well, then everyone's going to think, oh, yeah, that's the person who raps about listening to Wu-Tang, right? Dash told us Erykah Badu is her favorite. All Dash does is talk about Erykah Badu. She don't do anything else. Like Logic. Even though Logic does a lot of stuff, Logic has built this reputation. And I say that because I've even mentioned him recently, where Logic raps about being biracial, and that's kind of what people put him in this box of all he does is talk about being biracial. That's not true. Logic does a bunch of stuff. He doesn't have a 15-song project of 15 I'm biracial songs. That's not what happens.
Yeah.
And so I think the same way he's put in a box, Rhapsody has been put in a box, like many people are put in a box. And I think she's able to break out of that shell and open herself up to more audiences with this type of album. It's a great album.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot, excuse me. There's a few sample flips. As you mentioned, one of them. There's a couple others. There's some like re-singing of other people's hooks and kind of twisting them a little to fit what she was doing. I think she has a wide range of sounds.
Yeah.
I think she has a wide range of topics. Um, and I think she still was able to be Rhapsody. I don't think this was like, oh man, who am I listening to? I've never heard. I don't even know who I'm listening to. No, it was still delivered in the Rhapsody tone, in the same way she is lyrically. It was the same style. It was the same type of cadences, flows. She stood true to who she was.
Mm-hmm.
Why you looking like that? Because I'm getting into the guitars now.
Yes.
Yeah. She still stood who she was. A lot of times when artists experiment, just yesterday we spoke about Drake and all the experimenting he's been doing. That you spoke about that yesterday. I think a lot of times when artists do that, fans often feel like, oh man, so and so lost themselves. They're not the same artist anymore. I don't know what this is. I didn't feel that way as a Rhapsody fan. I felt like, oh, this is just Rhapsody digging deeper into her artistry and really,
Level of growth.
yeah, level of growth, but I was gonna say really pushing the boundaries of what she does with her art. Because again, it's not that these things were not there before, but this is a full scale 22 song album, and she gets to it. She's talking about everything.
Is talking about everything.
Yeah, I mean, she spoke about family, sexuality, heartbreak, relationships, finances, friends. I mean, leave no stone unturned, right? That's the saying. And she didn't. She did it all.
Yeah.
Including letting y'all know.
Stay out of her business.
Oh, that's not what I was gonna say, but
Oh,
yes, she
okay.
did. Oh, that was a little hypocritical because she said stay out my business and told us all her business. That was, that was a little hypocritical. But
Yeah,
yes,
but
she
people should
did.
be able to control what they share about their
Oh yeah,
lives.
I'm all
So
about that. Yeah, I agree 100%.
so it's okay. It's okay for you to divulge what you want to divulge and hold back what you want to hold back.
Absolutely. I
Um,
agree 100% and practice that myself.
right.
But what I was gonna say is not that motorcycle. What I was gonna say
Just one
is,
on my side too.
oh, they out here. It's nice outside. Um, what I was gonna say is she made sure to let the lady rappers know y'all don't give Little Kim enough credit because y'all are
Yeah.
her sons.
Yes, she did.
And
Yeah.
I said, ooh, Rhapsody, be careful now, girl. They're not gonna like that one.
Yeah, and she's talked about it too, and on her
Yeah.
press run, she's discussed that. And listen, I do think that I'm not saying they have to do anything, but I do think that there is something to be said about considering where what was, or considering the history,
Yeah.
and you know, yeah, it's true. A lot of people wouldn't be around if it wasn't for those who came before them. So
Yes.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I'm sure some of the girls might not like that.
Well, they're gonna have to keep it to themselves because they don't want to
Want that
come at
smoke.
Rhapsody. No, they don't. This is a different kind of smoke.
But I also wanted to say, you mentioned her talking about like taking care of a sick family member and death, and I I hate when I I hate when I listen to things and then we don't talk about it that day, because that was something that stood out to me, and I remember thinking to myself, I want to talk about this when we talk about her album, because the part where she talks about the sick family member and she talks about like dealing with death, I believe it was her grandmother. Um, that really hit home for me. Um, like not to divulge too much of my personal business, but um, I can't even remember what the line was that she said in the little like skit that um, they did, but it made me think about myself, and it did give me a moment of introspection because I feel like I don't process death properly. Um, I've dealt with a lot of death in my life, and I just feel like I kind of like shove it down and like put it away. And I thought this was super. Um, Something about that was very therapeutic for me, and
Okay.
like, hearing it, I was like, now that's how you now that's how you deal with things. Like, you actually face them and, kind of manage through them rather than, not dealing with them at all, or ignoring it. So um that's something that stuck with me. So I totally hear what you're saying and understand, when you say that she was so introspective, and it allows for other people to um she's kind of letting us in a way, and it becomes, when an artist does go that deep, it becomes a lot more transactional than just, I'm listening to your music and, critiquing your music or something like that. It becomes more personal. And I
Yeah.
do feel like listening to it, like it did become very personal to me. And that was, if nothing else, that was the part that I was like, oh my gosh, like that, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
The
I needed to hear
relatability
this.
factor. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I needed to hear this, and so that resonated with me.
Yeah, the relatability factor in music often is what resonates with people. It's not just that, man, you heard what he said? Mayonnaise
Right.
colored Benz, I push miracle whips. Whoa, that's super fly.
Mhm.
It's also when you're saying, like, you know, stuff that's just honest. Like, as much as we speak about Drake in a critical way up here, there's a reason Marvin's Room is such a big record. Plenty of people have felt like, mad that you're with another person. F them. Forget about them. Come rock with me again. It's very relatable. Whether it's toxic or not is another conversation, but the relatability factor is high.
Yeah.
Many people have been in a situation, in a circumstance where I miss the person I'm no longer with. I know they're with someone else, and I don't give a F. I want them to come back home. You know what I'm saying? Relatively speaking, not literally home. And so many people
Hold
have felt
on, we're
that. So
going
when you hear
home.
what?
Another Drake song. Just hold on, we're going home.
Oh, we're coming home. Yeah, yeah. Um. So when you hear Drake singing "fuck that nigga that you love so much," it sounds really weird and toxic. But actually, we've all been like, yeah, you know what? Yeah,
Oh,
fuck that
Marvin's
nigga,
Room was
man.
a vibe. Like, let's
That's my point. So, but it's not just
stop
because of
to
the
the XO.
right. It's not just because of the beat. You know what I'm saying? It's not just because it has a nice beat or because Drake recorded a girl illegally on a answering machine or whatever.
Are you drunk
That's
right
not
now?
why. Right. That's not why. Because I mean, that's cool. All of that is cool, but that's not the part people love. So I'm just saying that relatability matters. That's what resonates. There's a reason why a song like Change by Tupac is still so impactful today
Yeah.
because it's all
Yeah.
still extremely relatable. And I think that is a big reason why this album is going to be so impactful for her career.
Mhm.
Because even if she never, well, I don't think she'll never do it again, but even if Rhapsody chooses to limit the amount of introspection moving forward, we know that it's something in her utility belt,
Yeah.
and it's something that she will, call upon when needed.
Yeah.
People will be looking for that the same way they look for it from Drake. There's people who only listen to Drake for his introspective raps.
Yeah. I mean, and I know this is not about Drake, but I think you raise a really good point with
Mhm.
him, is that one of the reasons why we have a hard time with his we as a culture have a hard time with his music these days, I think, is because we can't relate to his music the way we used to. It's not the same. Like now it's like his Rolexes and like his real rich guy stuff that, and yet paying for BBLs and things like that. That's not super relatable even
Because
though
that's what he
we're
chooses to
like
speak about. He's a father. I'm sure there are struggles as a father. He's a single guy who's about to be 40. There's a lot of stuff Drake can rap about. He just
of
chooses
course.
not to. So
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like he grew distant from us as fans, as his audience.
yeah,
He
because he's trying to keep a younger audience. That's why.
Right, but what he's done in doing that is create a distance between like the millennials who could relate to him, who
Yeah.
are about the same age as him and grew up on his music. He's created distance. So whatever, it's not about Drake. But Rhapsody's album was dope, and I definitely something that I will continue to listen to. So,
All right. Let's cover this last topic.
oh, do we have time for the last topic, or you
Yeah,
want?
it's gonna be quick.
Are you sure?
Uh, yeah.
Okay.
So someone else you're gonna keep listening to. Chris Brown has gone viral.
His tour just started.
Uh,
It started in Detroit. It's the 11/11 tour. Um,
yeah.
TikTok. The thing about TikTok is I be over here
TikTok. No, I'm just kidding.
the thing about TikTok is I be over here minding my business. I don't look up Chris Brown. I don't think about Chris Brown, and Chris Brown is in my feed all day today.
They know. They
Dancing.
know. They know. They know.
Dancing his butt off. Like just up on stage dancing. But what I did not see is what we're about to talk about. I did not see any of the meet and greet footage um, for the tour, but Chris Brown is known for doing these meet and greets in every city he goes to. It is a
Lots
very
of
lucrative
artists
business
do
for
them.
him to do these meet and greets.
Lots of artists do them. It's very smart. It's very
Oh yeah,
lucrative.
it's very lucrative, especially
Yeah.
like because he's selling out the meet and greets.
Big and big artists do.
Yeah.
So I expect nothing less. Props to Chris Brown. But he's not going viral for footage. He's going viral for pictures. Um
Did you tell us how much people paid for
I'm getting there. So
it?
the post that's viral,
Hmm.
or the post that's floating around, is
Yeah.
two viral pictures of Chris Brown with fans who paid for meet and greets, where he is holding them very close and grabbing their butts for the camera to see. And the
I'm smiling, but I'm uncomfortable. I want to be clear. The reason I'm smiling is because I'm uncomfortable, not because I think this is funny.
I laughed because my daughter made a funny noise.
Oh,
Uh,
she too thinks it's ridiculous.
Listen, I'm just here to report the news, you know. So listen, Chris Brown is
That's a bit rough.
booty gripping in the pictures,
I saw it.
and people are saying the post that's floating around says that Chris Brown is charging women. These people, it says these fans, not these women. It says these fans are being charged
Mhm.
$1,111 for the 11/11 tour, right?
Makes sense.
11/11, right? For this meet and greet, which has sold out in 36 cities. And then it
Yep.
shows the pictures of the booty gripping.
Why on earth, in the year of our Lord 2024,
That's the year.
would you, a man who, not you, him, But why on earth would you want to do something like this when you have been accused of everything under the sun? Why on earth? Because the reality of the situation is you made your money whether you do it or not.
I'm listening.
Why put yourself in this position? I know it's funny, like I know it's
No,
stupid and
there's a
it's
joke I
silly.
can't say, but I'll text it to you later.
Okay. But 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 what frustrates me about this is that be smart. Like you're grown now. You know better now. And you run around every chance you get complaining about how people won't forget your misgivings. But you would want to be photographed with random women at your concert grabbing their butts because you somehow think that that's going to keep you out. I got
I sent the
you. I got
text now.
But but you would want to put yourself in a position where like you don't want later on for there to be, oh well, he grabbed me too long, or oh you know what I mean, or after the show, or
It's the after party. Then
all
my
right.
bad. Sorry.
It just frustrates me because it's like then don't complain a few months from now that like people never believe you and that you are a victim here because people want to hold things from the past against you. I don't want to hear it from Chris Brown. I really don't want to hear it because I feel like there's a smarter way to do this. You already made your money. You already sold out the meet and greets. You don't have to grab anybody's butt. Even if they asked you to, you don't have to do it. That's it. Listen, I don't want to hear him complain about nobody saying he did something he claims he didn't do.
I look at this totally different.
I know.
I think
You think it's good marketing?
I don't think it's good
Oh,
marketing.
okay.
Uh, what I think is people paid over $1,000 for a meet
Uh-huh.
and greet.
Yep.
They should be able to meet and greet. I think that if they want to pay their money to have Chris Brown hug them tight and grab their butt cheeks, and they are adults who are consenting in front of my staff and my photographer, which they're probably also paying extra for, uh, then let them do what adults want to do. We have,
Okay.
I would assume, because I worked in a place where we had to do professional pictures before, but usually in settings like that. Now, let me just say disclaimer. I'm assuming these are photographs by photographers, not like, hey, here's my cell phone. So I'll address both. But if this is something that's being done as part of the meet and greet and you signed a waiver and there's a photographer there, there's nothing to worry about all of those things because your staff is there, the photographer is there, the other fans waiting to meet and greet are there. This is not me and Dash in a hotel room and nobody else is there. And then a picture comes out of cheeks being grabbed. Then somebody could say, oh, I was uncomfortable, XYZ. There are so many fans and staff around at this point. I think it's safe and consensual, then it's fine. If it's a cell phone picture, I think it's a little less smart of him because then there probably was no waiver signed and there probably was no photographer there, probably less staff there. But even then, I think it's still fine because there are people around. There are still your staff are there, event staff, security, etc. And so I think it's okay. I understand your point about his history, allegations, the way his brand identity is today. I understand all of that. But I think that if these adults consented and this is what they want and they're paying for it, then do it. We've all seen concert footage of women saying sign random body parts. And people just like grabbing anything when they see a celebrity in person, just like taking a hat off of someone else and being like, sign this hat.
Sure.
It's like, all right, well then, okay, cool. So they paid $1,100 plus 11 more dollars. Well then, I mean, if they want their butt grabbed by Chris Brown, which is weird, but if that's what they want and that's what they paid for, and he's a single man, well, then go ahead, man, grab booty cheeks. I don't know. I think it's weird, but I mean, and there's another conversation here, which I can't really fully get into with my 14-year-old here, but single men who are famous will do some extra stuff for fans.
I just feel like he's leaving a lot up to chance because at some point everybody leaves that room and everybody goes about their business, and then what? And to say that he doesn't encounter women in his hotel rooms or in his hotels or wherever he's staying, to say that he doesn't encounter them on his travels or whatnot. And I just feel like at this stage of the game, that's something that unfortunately, because of his history and because of things that have happened to him in the past or things that he's been accused of in the past, I think it's something that he has to be mindful of, because he could end up in another situation where, oh, it was all good at the meet and greet, and then later on ran into a person, and now it's his word against theirs. I don't, I mean, maybe I'm
So you think
overthinking it.
better safe than sorry?
Yeah, I do. Because I
Okay.
think that too many times we've gone down the road with Chris Brown where things haven't been like, it's been a lot of he said, she said about what happened, while he's out and about in Europe, or while he's even in his home. And I just I just feel like at this point, like, you and your people, this is not a good choice. And like I said, they already paid their $1,100. If he don't want to grab somebody's butt because he feels like that's crossing a line, he's well within his right to decline.
Oh, I agree with that. But he doesn't want to decline. Then
Well,
that speaks to your point.
he obviously doesn't want to decline, and I do believe that the reason why, I- maybe just to balance out the conversation, the reason why this tour he probably wouldn't decline is because he did it before. This is not the first time Chris Brown has done this, and this is not the first time pictures like this has come out, from the meet and
Oh, I
greets
didn't know
he
that.
does. Yeah, the I think the last tour was when he started doing. I don't know if it was when he started doing the meet and greets, but it was. I think I'm pretty sure the last tour he did, photos just like this came out when the meet and greets were happening, where it was like, oh, okay, that's odd. And yes, you're right. Like, even back in the '80s and whenever, like, people would go to concerts, women would go to concerts and say, sign my boob or something like that. But I do think we're living in a different world. And I do think that Chris Brown is someone who's been accused of things time and time again. He's not someone whose hands have been clean. So that's my concern, is that if you walk around constantly talking about how people accuse you of things that you're claiming to not have done, don't even put yourself in a position where anybody could say something about you. Because unfortunately, that's how he has to move now.
I understand your perspective. I see both sides.
I hear you.
Let us know what y'all think in the comments.
$11 in a dream.
11.
Yeah. $11 in a dream.
I'm about to say it's a lot more than $11. It's $1,111.
And I just want to be clear about something. I'm not paying $1,111 for Chris Brown to grab my butt. He will pay me $1,100 to grab my butt. And with that being said, this has been Weeknights. Bye.